Ben, thank you so much for joining me. Being the first interview on British Tennis Watch, it means a lot.
No problem at all.
Giving up your time, especially when you haven't even got a match today to join me, so thank you. So here we are in a very cold Nottingham Tennis Centre. It's obviously January 2026. How would you reflect back on the last year? What would January 2025 Ben Jones think about the player sitting here right now?
Very good question. I think the Ben Jones of 2025 would be very proud of 2026 Ben Jones, not just because of tennis ability. I think I've improved a lot in terms of my tennis in the last 12 months, but the off-court things that I've had to overcome, the challenges and the issues that I faced in the last 12 months haven't been what I've wanted, and I've overcome a lot. And to be here in 2026, playing as well as I am and having a really good win, arguably one of my best career singles wins on Sunday in qualifying here, I think 2025 Ben Jones would be very proud of that and would say, keep trusting the process, keep working hard, keep committing 100% to what you're doing, and then see what happens.
And I think that's a really good point. I mean, us as fans and people, your players, we don't see what's going on outside the court. And I think there's sometimes a lack of empathy from some of the people to other players. And I think there has to be an understanding of that. And I think, being so good on the court, when I have a bad day off the court, as I was saying, outside of work and I have to go into work, sometimes it's difficult. To be performing at such a high level is amazing. I mean, last year, if we look at it, you won 9 doubles titles. Let's give you the praise that's worthy. That's the joint most of any male doubles player in the world last year.
Lovely.
You did that with 7 different partners.
Yeah, I think that's more impressive.
Yeah, that is quite impressive. So that was kind of the question. From the outside, that's bonkers. That's remarkable.
Yeah.
Right? Take us through that process. How do you find the doubles partner? How does it work? And who messages who? Is it?
So, in general, because I was playing mainly ITFs, 15s and 25s last year, it's quite difficult to get a set partner for an extended period because everyone's got different singles priorities, different rankings, different services they want to play on. So generally what will happen is when the entry list comes out or the acceptance list comes out on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll have a look. Ideally look for some British flags would be the first thing I'll look for, because I love playing with Brits, because all the Brits are good at doubles. Everyone kind of knows the doubles system that we use in the UK. Everyone's got a good serve as well, which I quite like playing with. And there's a few British guys that I like playing with a lot. I played quite a bit with Finn Bass last year, Charlie Broom I played with, a couple other boys as well. But if not, so I'll basically message them, WhatsApp them, DM them. If not, there's a few foreign boys that I know quite well, and you get to know, if you play enough tournaments over a couple of years, you'll get to know a lot of the same faces, particularly on the ITF tour, and if they're keen for doubles, do they serve well, do they return well, etc. And if they're a good bloke and you're happy to spend a week on the same court with them, that's actually more important than the tennis sometimes. So then the list will come out. I think there's probably, 10 or 12 guys that I've played with consistently-ish for the last couple of years. Normally one of them is on the list and I'll message them or they'll message me.
So it could be as late as it were as Tuesday the week before?
Yeah,
wow.
Most times it would be that. Yeah, any time I've played a tournament with a foreign partner, it will usually be about 5 or 6 days before the event.
That's amazing.
But I think that's why one of the things that I did very well last year, and why I probably won as many as I did, was I was very good at adapting to different partners, but also being very good at just putting on the court what I want to put on, and then being able to adapt to whatever they would bring. So if they were a big server, I would try and help them out more at the net. If they returned well, great. That's less work for me to do. But you just gotta, in doubles, particularly when you're flitting around with partners so much, you've got to be malleable, you've got to be adaptable. Otherwise, if you play the same way with every player, it's not possible to do well every week, I don't think.
Do you learn something different from each partner, or is it a case of ultimately I'm working on my serve this week, so I'd like to have someone who can back me up in that department? Is that kind of how you feel about it? Or?
So generally I don't really. I think I prefer to play with guys who have big serves, because takes because I also have big serves, that takes the pressure of us holding, and so then you can almost try and get to 6-all in both sets, guaranteed. Then you've got a tie break, worst case scenario. But no, everyone I've played with last year was a brilliant tennis player, but they just have different strengths.
Yeah.
So one that I'm thinking off the top of my head is I played in Roehampton last year. I won with Phil Henning from South Africa, and he's a brilliant returner. And I was like learning, just getting tips from him on where to return, how to hit it, how he's like moving after the return and stuff like that, which is very different to when I play with, say, Finn Bass, for example, who's got an absolute rocket. He also returns very well as well. But it's just like you get these. You can always learn from the people you're playing with, because everyone you're playing with is at challenger level, at ITF level, is a very good player.
Yeah.
But then ultimately, I know what I'm good at. So every week on doubles or the singles court, I'm trying to put my game onto the court, and then hopefully that clicks with whoever's on the court next to me as well.
And would you say, when you think about last year, was there a difference in approach for you, or is it the same approach and it just something clicked? Like what clicked, do you think?
In the double, so my last couple of years I've been focusing on singles and scheduling around my singles, because that's my ultimate goal, is to get my singles ranking up. So that actually takes a lot of pressure off the doubles, because I'm going to these events aiming to do well in singles. Like, if I do well in doubles, great, that's an absolute bonus, because I'm good at doubles, I love playing doubles. But I don't think I didn't do anything different. Yeah. I think I just got better at tennis. I was serving better, certainly volleying better, and moving better.
Yeah.
And then, although that didn't quite have the desired ranking effect in my singles last year, my doubles took off because of that.
Yeah.
So it's just like incremental gains over the past couple of years just sort of paid off. And also my mentality in doubles last year, I was just so relaxed, because ultimately my focus was on the singles, but my mentality was there in doubles. I want to try and win every match I can play, and it maybe just clicked a bit, or I'm not sure.
That helped with the match tie-break situations. You had, what was it, a record of how many in a row?
Well, I won 15 match tie breaks in a row. I don't really know how that happened. I didn't even know that was a thing until at the end of last year in Canada. I won my 13th in a row, and my doubles partner, David Poljak, mentioned something about it. And I was like, oh God, please don't tell me that, because now I know that it's on.
He's here this week as well, isn't he?
He's here, I don't know how that happened, to be honest. I think because I was just focusing. Sometimes if you get to a match tiebreak, people are focusing on, oh God, we've only got 10 points.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I was just like, I'm just going to serve here.
Yeah.
I'm going to return here. If they hit a winner off it, too good. Like, I'm going to do what I do. We're going to do what I do, me and my partner.
Yeah.
And if we win, great. If we lose, we've put our game on the court, and they were too good for us.
Amazing. Really good mentality.
So I also almost the answer to the question was I wasn't thinking about it. I had no idea, and I was trying. The aim was to go the whole year, or continue the run until the end of the year without losing one. But then lost 10-8 in Bahrain with Matt Summers to end it, which was a real shame. But that wasn't Matt's fault, to be fair.
I think I watched that one. Actually, yeah. We're here in Nottingham. It's tournament week. And, there's people practicing, playing all around. I was like, what is a typical week, especially on the ITF? But obviously, we're here on an ATP Challenger. What does that look like? How far in advance are you here?
So for this week, for the challenge, well, because it's in Nottingham, it's not that. It's only a 2-hour drive from my house. So I turned up on Saturday, practiced Saturday a couple of times. And then, because I'm in qualies, I'm straight in on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up actually being on at about 6 p.m, so I wasn't quite straight in. But I quite like the challenger setup. For me, it's very good because I can get stuck into singles. So I could have, obviously I lost yesterday in last round of qualies, but I could have ultimately played 1, 2, 3 matches before doubles had even commenced. So I even had to start thinking about it. Yeah. So cracked on with singles, won on Sunday, lost yesterday. Today was a lighter day because I know I've played maybe 5 hours the last 2 days on the match court, and then I'll just get stuck into doubles tomorrow. Yeah. And then see how that goes. If that doesn't go so well, I'll go home for a couple of days, go up to Glasgow, or you've got to be so adaptable. If you're doing well, you just keep riding the wave. If not, you just get back on the practice court or in the gym or on the physio table, whatever it is you need to do to get better for next week.
So is it Glasgow next week?
Glasgow next week, yes. Yeah. That is the plan.
And then where are we thinking for the rest of it?
Yeah, so this is a good question that I just had a conversation with a couple of people about. I don't know. So I have no idea.
Okay, that's great. I mean, fair. I mean, that's the thing. Even I look at the camera and I'm like, they could be anywhere in the world. There's so many M25s. I think we've got Brits in Oslo this week. We've got obviously Down Under in Australia. And as we go into this new season, like, what does progress look like, and what does progress look like? And what does it look like to you?
So I have a couple of goals in mind for this year. I don't really want to put them out publicly, but those around me, my team, I can tell you off camera. But no, my team around me, my family, my friends, I think everyone's pretty aware of what the goals are and where I want to be and what the processes are to get there. But ultimately, I mean, I've really bought into what my coach, because I'm getting coached by Greg Rosetsky a bit, so I've been doing a lot of work with him the last year and a half, 2 years. And I just want to improve and get better at tennis, and then ultimately the results will hopefully take care of themselves. And if they don't, I'll have done everything I can to give myself the best chance to achieve my goals, whatever they will be.
I mean, I think, definitely on the double side, and coming in the singles, those results are coming. And it's evident that 200 in the world in doubles. It's amazing. Final question in terms of, before we go into the quick fire ones, is on the page I cover a lot of junior stuff. I do it slightly differently. I don't post losses for juniors. They're kids, they're coming through. But a lot of them would have thought he's done pretty well, and I'd like to think they have. So one piece of advice for the juniors who may watch this back and when, what would you give them?
I mean, this is sort of a piece of advice. I don't want to give a piece of advice that everyone gives, but it's something that when you fully understand what it means, or what it's really helped me the last year or two, and that's about, like, winning or losing. Ultimately, you can't control whether you win or lose on the day, but what you can control, and what I've been really good at the last year, and what I would say for juniors or whatever age, whatever your goals are, whether you want to go to American college, whether you want to play pro, whether you want to play ITFs, whether you want to win a grade 3, a county event, whenever you're practicing, even if you're playing drills in practice, winning or losing doesn't mean anything. Try and work out what it is that you need to do to get better, to improve a little bit, if that's what you want to do. Is it your serve you need to do some work on? Is it your forehand? Is it your movement? And then once you're clear on what you need to do, then just focus on that. That's all you can control. So when you're practicing, forget about results, forget about winning or losing. Just every day when you turn up to practice, or whenever you're practicing, you've got a few things in mind that you want to get better at. Hopefully you have a coach to help you with that, because that will make things a bit easier. But even if you don't, just be clear on what you want to do. These are your processes. And then when you turn up to a tournament or a match, you know that you've done the work, you've improved, or you've tried to improve what you want to do. And now when you're playing a match, that's the fun part, because then you get to see if it has improved, if it's not, if there's something else you want to work on. So I would say just focus on the process of getting better, because also the better you are at tennis, the more fun it is anyway.
Yeah, of course it is.
If you can hit the ball harder, great, you can hit more winners. If you can move better, you can get more balls back. Everything gets easier and more fun the better you are. So just focus on getting better rather than achieving a certain ranking or a certain tournament result or whatever it is.
It's pretty good advice for life, really.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.